Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. And at the Marriage Foundation, you're able to write in, you're able to ask questions. It's a free service. And you're also able to get incredible marriage help. I began the Marriage Foundation years after I began helping couples, helping individuals with their marriages. I used to be a divorce mediator. And so a fellow divorce mediator at a place where we spoke, the Second Saturday Support Group for Women, saw what I was doing. When I shifted my practice over to saving marriages, he said, Paul, he wrote out a check for $1,000. He said, start the Marriage Foundation because this is incredible stuff. It is incredible stuff. And what I'm going to share with you is also incredible stuff because we're not educated properly in the world about marriage and about all of the things that go into it. So these are the top 3 reasons married men watch porn. Because if you were objective and you thought about it, you go, why would they need it, right? Why would they want it when they have a wife who loves them, who's taking care of them, who's taking care of his needs? Well, we all know that's not what happens. So let's get into this because the number 1 reason is men are miseducated. Now, I hate to blame people because most people are not mean-spirited. They don't want people to go down the wrong path, but they don't know any better. And a great example of that is Hollywood. I worked with a lot of people from Hollywood, screenwriters, actors who you would know. They would drive down to San Diego to meet with me, and I would save their marriages. I would show them how to save their marriages. Now everything, of course, is in courses, and you'll find that at the website, and you could learn how to save your marriage, but more than that, transform it. But these people in Hollywood are sophisticated. They're highly intelligent. They're clever. They see through things. You know, they're storytellers. So they know what's going on. They are sophisticated people, but they don't understand. And so they believe in porn. They do. They think porn is fine. They don't consider, just like when they use coke. A lot of them use cocaine or other drugs, and they don't consider what's behind it and what's in front of it and what happens. Because in their minds, they don't see other alternatives. And the number 1 alternative that is continuously, almost 100% missed is why we get married. We get married for love. I'm not being shallow here. We get married so we could experience unconditional love. And marriage is a perfect setup for that. And where there's love, there's no need for drugs. There's no need for alcohol. If you're feeling love, the last thing you want to do is mess your mind up. And you know what else there is no need for? There's no need for recreational sex. It's a huge distraction. It is not a positive. It shouldn't really be a part of your marriage. Recreational sex is a distraction from what we're trying to achieve, which is connecting our hearts. Our hearts is what counts in our marriage. We're soulmates. You're a soul. You're supposed to connect at the heart level, not at the level of the genitalia. And when you use that, when you use sex to connect your hearts, it brings it all together. But we're not taught that. We're taught that recreational sex is cool, big boobs are awesome, she's spreading her legs, wow, grab her butt, grab her blah, blah, blah. It's all bad for us. It's bad for men, bad for women. It's bad all the way around. But they're miseducated. And when you're miseducated and you think something that is poison is candy, you tend to use it. There's no reason not to. So miseducation is the number 1 reason. Number 2, men don't understand the love, sex connection. And neither do women, because everyone is exposed to this miseducation. And I just touched upon it with number 1, but number 2 is very important. This is huge. This is huge. And it's a difference between sublime and abusive. When you're using sex to get off, when you're using sex for self-gratification, it gets old. But when you use the sexual connection, the bodily connection, it's like holding hands. Sex is like holding hands, but at the highest level. When you're holding hands, you're not thinking about sex, not usually. You're feeling the energetic connection between the two of you. When you hug, you're not thinking about sex, you're thinking about and feeling that energetic connection between the two of you. Love is an energy, and we are energy. You know, they didn't know this 150 years ago when they started with Western psychology about energy, but now we know. It's a very spiritual thing. So when you copulate, you have that energetic connection. But if all you're doing, if you're moving your mind over to how it feels, the pleasure that it produces, you're totally missing the point. And men don't get it, and women don't get it, and so it's okay. Men think, why not? Why not? My wife ain't giving it to me. I'll get it this way. They get a little relief. They get rid of the surface frustration and they go to bed with less connection with their wife. And the wife has less connection with her husband. And all she really has to do is know about this, and she can take care of her husband. Which brings us to number 3. Most people get married, they don't have a clue about what marriage is. And so their wife is not their best friend and lover. Their wife is their wife, whatever that means to them. They could parrot the words, but the words and even their philosophies don't go along with how they're thinking, how they're feeling about their husbands. And so the wives get frustrated when their husbands are manipulating themselves to release the frustration that they have sexually, but they don't realize that if they were their husband's best friend, they would care enough to, even if they couldn't get that highest connection of love using sex, they would at a minimum let the husband know how much they love him by helping him in this area, and then learning how to shift that into the higher purpose of sex, which is to express love and loyalty. So that's it. You have so much to learn about marriage, don't you? You should subscribe to this channel. You should go to our website. There's lots of free articles. If you're a cheapskate, you don't have to buy any of the books that we have. You don't have to take the course. But if you want to have a phenomenal marriage, you'll part with a few dollars and you'll do what you have to do. I don't get paid. I do this as a service. So I can say those things with a smile on my face and not worry about what you think. But I hope that you realize that your marriage is one of the highest things you can ever do in your life. It could bring you so much joy, so much love, so much happiness, but you have to learn how. So thank you for spending time with me. Like this video and comment if you wish. God bless you and take care.